shakalaka. Hey, welcome everybody. November 25th, and you know it's time for Fourth Dimension Paranormal Radio when it is 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the East Coast. And it's still early for you little people peeking out of your covers on the West Coast. But anyway, we are here with Fourth Dimension Paranormal Radio. Throwing a little audible today. Deborah texted me, and I think she's jumping into her early Black Friday and says she's caught in lines. So along with me from the south and enjoying some warm weather, but we threw a curveball at her, and she's getting some snow. Hey, Lori Johnson, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. Put a little more pizzazz in that eye. It sounds like you're...
Look, I'm sicky right now. I'm still dealing with sinus infection, so how you guys doing?
There you go. How about those Cubs? All right, anyway, Lori's on with me because Lori has... I trust a few people in the paranormal field for advice, things I run by, some things before or during or after an investigation. Lori has fed me even before a investigation we went on. I asked her some questions, and you remember the bathroom scenario on that big house?
Absolutely.
Yeah. You remember what you told me?
I do remember, but the thing is, do my readings, I'm very totally different than most of people. When I give someone a reading, or if I'm working on an investigation on the phone, I usually do not have to be there, or I actually don't need to be there. I feed in and go through to see what is around you. I don't like to be told anything. You know that for a fact. And when I give that reading, or help with the investigation with any paranormal group, I let go of it. So when you bring it back towards me of asking me about it, it'll come back to me.
Yeah, I didn't tell you where the house was, what state it was in, who's involved, whatever. I just said we're going to go investigate a house. You pointed out a bathroom which would have the most activity. And it did, because when we got there and started talking to the clients, they said that they were almost ready not to ever come back in the house again because the faucets would turn on and off in that bathroom right next to the kitchen. And ironic enough, during our cleansing near the end, the sage in the glass bowl, while they were in there and doing prayers and going around the house, when they entered that bathroom, the glass bowl exploded. Mm-hmm. So whatever was in there at that time, apparently that was where it was camping out and doing whatever it needed to do. So you were right on. I don't know how you do it, but as a non-medium, and this is not the precursor of the show, I just wanted to introduce you as a medium. I'm still a big believer that vibration is everything in the universe, and that you are wired, along with other real mediums, not like the fake mediums, but the real ones, Lori, like yourselves. You're wired in a certain way where you can pick up certain things and vibrations, and over time have been able to make sense out of it.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I mean, remember one thing is it's not particularly what is around you, because of course everyone, no matter where you go, there's energy of a soul, of ourselves, of material. It doesn't matter. Everything has energy. My main thing is protecting you. To whomever calls me for a reading, a healing, mentoring, it doesn't matter, investigations. What I do is I protect you, and my main goal is I want to know you actually, David, at this time, you didn't even go to this house. You just heard.
I had not gone to the house. I just heard from the client, and I didn't share anything with you. Now, here's the cool thing. I have known you for years, and I know you love me, and I know I love you, and I've never met you. And I know you would protect me, and I'd protect you. And this is the beautiful thing about the relationship that we have.
Absolutely.
And when we were talking about this house, well, just before the show, you know, out of your love for me, you said, hey, wait a minute. There's some people coming around you. And you told me what my grandma looked like, what my Aunt Lorraine looked like. My mom showed up. Mm-hmm. And they come around me while I do this show. And a lot of these people, literally while they were living, hated me. Now, I guess when they pass, a lot of that crap goes out the window. And
actually, the thing is what happens is, remember, we're alive. We have ego, we have pride, we have all that in that bbody. But when we die, we're leaving that body, you know, to rest. So our soul is free of any burden, any anger, any responsibilities of anything, to the point of a lot of people become angry a lot being alive because of past issues, or they're holding on to things, or secrets, or things that they, you know, how they were treated. So when they're gone and they're in a spirit, they're a soul, all that is gone, and they're wanting, you know, I call it unfinished business between you or whomever with that person that's mostly always around you, because they want repent. They want to be, you know, you to forgive them. So their way of repenting back to you is to give back to protect you on the other side.
But I truly mean it in one fell swoop, that I forgive them all if they're standing behind me. I truly do, because I know that I'll be there somewhere. Probably, yep. You know, firing somewhere to get next to somebody that I can repent to. But, you know, you're right. I think you leave a lot of that behind, those feelings. And I know that for a fact on July 4th of 2013 when I had 2 NDEs. All of that crap stayed here somehow within the gravitational force. And I left it. And all those feelings stayed here. And you just knew where you went, and it was wonderful love. And actually, the environment that I was in, it was almost impossible to hate or mistrust or to get angry. And then when I was coming back in my Apollo 7 with the parachute, oh, God, it sucked. You know, all these feelings were coming back, the heaviness. And you know, I told you when I came back, I was punching doctors out. And I guess, yeah, well, I mean, it's that bad. I didn't want to come back. But to know that they're around me doing the show, I'm thinking, this is nothing. I'm really not doing anything. I'm doing a stupid little show. And they're coming around me, and I'm talking about spirit that relates to them, and they're going, good boy, because you're carrying the message from your NDE, and now you're doing the work of spirit.
Absolutely, but the thing is, you know, a lot of people that, with all the healings that I have done, because I'm actually also a shaman, what I do is I'm actually, you know, a lot of people put names on me. I don't really know what gifts I have. All I'm told is that I'm an open channel. If it's needed, it comes forth. And, you know, that what I've seen through a lot of healing that I've done for many people, almost 20 years, probably longer, what I've seen is that with the spirits that stay beside us, I call it the people that are alive that want to call forth, you know, a healing or a reading, then hear their loved ones are okay. You know, we actually have the energy of holding a soul earthbound because of the energy that we hold within our thoughts, our memories, and we still have it in a Pandora box in the back of our memory bank of our brain that still holds animosity to a point. It could have been because my mom never loved me. It could have been that person hurt me, that person beat me, that person was never around. It's still an animosity. If you do not bring it forth, and this is the reason why I love my healings, if you do not bring that forth, recognize it, that it's still there because I found it. So it's still there. And forgive it. You cannot, that person that's gone cannot be forgiven because you still hold it against them to that point. Do you understand that?
Right. Deb and I were talking about that last week, and what creates an entity is not the entity itself.
Absolutely not.
It is the connection between the emotion and the energy between itself and another.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
David, I'll give an example on the very first one that actually scared the bejeebies out of me. It was a woman, and she had came to me probably almost 10 years ago. I'm not going to say any names because I'm not going to do that. I'm not the type of person to do that. But she comes to me and she goes, Lori, I really need your help. And I said, well, what's your problem? And I said, well, wait a minute. Don't tell me. I say, your home is, haunted. You're being tormented. You're being, followed. I said, do you mind me coming into your home, astral projecting, remote reviewing, whatever you want to call it? She says, no, I don't mind. And I went through her house. I told her exactly where everything was. The clothes that was sitting on the floor that was actually overpiled. She goes, oh my God, you really are good. And I said, well, thank you. I said, but that's not why I'm here. I'm here because you came to me. That means you need help. And I had looked around and there was a dark shadow. He wore a hat. And a lot of people think that the dark shadow with the hat is death. No, he's not. It is a person that had died with animosity, that has unfinished business, that is actually staying earthbound because that particular person has issues of remembering being abused. Well, the abuse, she was molested by her father. He died because he was an alcoholic. She was doing witchcraft. And I said, honey, I need to ask you something. I said, because there's nothing that you're going to hide from me. She said, what is that? I said, why do I see a circle with a star in the middle burnt in your floor under your carpet? She got freaked out because I saw it. Well, a friend, a person that we both knew came to me and said, that was the weirdest thing that you could ever have said, because she called me a few weeks ago and said she was trying to conjure her mother back up because she didn't want to let go of her.
Yeah.
If people keep their souls earthbound, and when there is still animosity with that person and unfinished business between them, that soul can become angry, and that's when you deal with that anger of a very bad. It becomes an entity, a demon. It could be whatever you want to call them. So angry, it can hurt you.
The interesting thing about souls that are earthbound and so forth, I had one hanging on me, and a good friend of mine that I've come to know and love, Pam Stapleton, who works on cleansing, and was recommended to me through Deborah. And I've been going to Pam now for a few times. Wonderful person, and also very personable. She knew of this attachment. Mm-hmm. And the picture of the attachment was from a bordello in Belding from the 20s, whatever. And I thought it was a wonderful attachment. She came upon me, and I have a picture of it, and I'll put it back out there again. Most everyone see it. I described it for everyone. I couldn't see it from the shoulders down to the knees. All the meters were going off. I said, take a picture, and there it was. She was touching me in the baseballs, and she hit a home run. I mean, this girl knew what she was doing. She also whispered in my ear, hi, I'm here, and I have it on tape. So anyway, I didn't do any cleansing. She followed me home, and she was mischievous the whole time for about a year. Never did anything wrong. She would climb in bed from time to time, or just make noises and make Bear, my dog, look around. But nothing really racy, or nothing that bad. And then we're going to move on into the real subjects. We're going to move here and then get out of these earthbounds. But Pam